Nicholas Bate. If you know who this person is, chances are you've probably just thrown up in your mouth a little bit. And if you don't know who Nick Bate is, I hope you're not currently eating or have eaten recently before this video because, well, this is going to get nasty. This guy is not a lolcow. Let's just get that out of the way right from the get-go. This guy is a horrorcow. I'm sorry, he's not just a horrorcow, he is the horrorcow. Patient Zero, the progenitor, if you're feeling dramatic. Hell, he was originally dubbed a shutter cow before the term horrorcow was a thing. That's how bad this guy is. I ain't even gonna lie, he is the most disgusting individual I've covered on this series thus far. He makes Pampered Chews seem squeaky clean by comparison, and that's not me being hyperbolic either, unfortunately. But since it's October, I might as well cover someone who is truly horrific. Alright, let's go down the Nick Bate rabbit hole. Get your Pepto Bismol ready, cause you're gonna need it. Nick Bate, full name Nicholas Boyd Stoutzenberger, was born on September 1st, 1992 in Pennsylvania. I've seen some stuff stating his father was abusive, but I'm not sure if that's true or not. One thing that is true is that Nick didn't take care of his teeth as a kid. He claimed to be afraid of dentists because he feared they would cut his throat when he was in the chair. Unfortunately, his poor hygiene isn't just limited to his teeth, but we'll get more into that later. Nick actually made an autobiography on a LiveJournal site. I'll leave a link to it below if you want to read it all, but he has one entry that talks about his life as a whole. To summarize, assuming any of this is true, Nick's early childhood was devoid of any interaction besides his family members, and Nick would run away from home to his grandmother whenever his parents, quote, did stupid crap. He also struggled in school and run away only to be caught by either his parents or cops, which apparently resulted in him being suspended for a few weeks. And he claimed this caused him to seriously fall behind education-wise, and he didn't progress far, and he would often get into fights with other students. By the time he got to middle school, his mother decided to homeschool him due to his inability to get along with others and throwing tantrums. Sometime during this, he became interested in an internet show called Homestar Runner, which is a Flash animated comedy web series created by Mike and Matt Chapman. He became active on message boards and wikis pertaining to the subject, and he gained many online friends because of that. Later on, he became obsessed with another show called Bonus Stage. He even helped create a wiki for this series, and through this, he met someone named Anna. According to him, he quickly fell in love with her.
It didn't take long for me to fall in love with Anna. For real this time. She was fine with this at first, and even said she might marry me. Unfortunately, I told her too late, as she got a boyfriend. But I continued talking to her any chance I got, waiting for her to reciprocate my love for her. It was tough to get in contact though, because I only went to my dad's house every weekend, and sometimes there'd be some circumstances preventing me from going on at all for months. And my mom won't let me use her computer because she's one of those overly paranoid moms, blinded by the media, that thinks everyone on the internet wants to kill or rape you, despite all the irreputable evidence that my friends are actually who they say they are.
Nick's online presence began in 2004, where he joined the Homestar Runner wiki at the age of 12 under the name Hagurumon, which is based off of a gear-themed Digimon. Around this time, his mother got remarried, and according to Nick, both his mother and stepdad abused him. Take this with a grain of salt. One thing I should point out right away is that Nick isn't the most honest person, to put it lightly. He claims he put up with the abuse due to Anna. Eventually, he went on Social Security and moved into an apartment owned by his aunt named Joyce. Going back to Anna though, this is one of the first known instances of Nick being just an absolutely horrific human being. According to some sources I found, Nick and Anna met online when Nick was 13 on the Bonus Stage forums. For a time, they were cordial with one another, but as Anna began to learn about Nick's sick fetishes, she wanted to get the hell away from him. This, however, only made the obsession worse, and he would do whatever he could online to try and talk to her. He even wrote a ton of web pages begging her to love him. Some of these get really bizarre, like one where he says he'll turn into a 5-year-old and grow up alongside her. I don't even know what to say about that. He wrote stories about her, including one where he watches her take a shit in the woods and then she gets she gets anally penetrated. Because, yeah, he's into both of those things. You see, Nick is a coprophile, and if you don't know what that means, it means he gets turned on by literal shit. Would you believe me if I told you that is somehow not the worst thing he's into? Oh, don't worry. We'll get to that. Actually, maybe you should worry. Anyway, getting back on subject. But knowing that, I can't imagine why Anna would be disgusted by him. But Nick's obsession with Anna got so bad that he began saving all of his conversations with her and then emailing the transcripts to himself and then uploading some of them to his own wiki page. The first one he uploaded was back from April 9th, 2006. The conversation is a lot of awkward preteen talk, but something interesting, for lack of a better term, came up. Nick likes butts and anal to the point where he finds vaginal sex gross and he actually hates vaginas. He takes it a step further and he said on occasion that he is not into women past the age of puberty because, quote, their vaginas haven't opened up and become all gross yet. Yeah, I told you his shit fetish isn't even the worst part. I want to vomit just for reading that aloud right now. There's more chat logs highlighting his obsession with both Anna and butts, and over time, Anna began to hate him, and this came to a head in August 23rd of 2008.
That wasn't the only area of my life that caused me great stress. On top of school and child abuse, Anna started to gradually hate me more and more. I started out being like her best friend, but over time she began to yell at me and block me for a few days every time I told her I loved her, even after she broke up with her boyfriend, mind you. Then, one day, August 23rd, 2008 to be exact, she finally had enough. I'm not sure what exactly triggered it, but she decided to block me forever. Then she began writing on her blog or Twitter or whatever about how I'm creepy and should kill myself. And her friends joined the Nick Hayden by directly telling me to kill myself.
Unfortunately, this only made Nick worse. In 2011, a chat log got posted to a lolcow forum. This chat log is what made Anna finally break ties with Nick. And I ain't even gonna lie, this shit is... I would call it disturbing, but I think we need a worse word, a better word for this. We don't know the exact time this conversation took place, but either way, brace yourselves for this shit.
Anna, who was it? Nick. Anna. OMG, come on, I'm getting excited. Nick. Yeah, right now. But once I tell you, you'll think I'm a pedo. Nick. I mean, I kinda am, but still. Anna. It was redacted, wasn't it? Nick. Nick. Maybe? Anna. Are you being serious? Nick. Yeah, she kinda coerced me. Anna. What does that mean? Well, like, we always talk about what me and Joe are going to do sexually, and then eventually Redacted wanted to do sexual things, and yeah. Nick. One day she was just like, well, I'm gonna suck your penis. Anna. Wait, how old was she? Nick. She's 9 now, so I don't know, 8 maybe? Nick. Yeah, she's pretty fucked up to be a rapist at 8. Anna.
Why the fuck are you laughing? That is... I'm sorry, let me get back to the log.
Nick. Yeah. Nick. Not my best moment. Anna. Damn. You're fucked up. Nick. She started it. Nick. Well, Redacted doesn't know how to wipe, so when I went to lick her butt, there was feces everywhere, so I just licked the cheeks instead. Nick.
But there's no comment here. I don't know what the hell is going on there.
Anna. What? Nick. What? Anna. You licked your 8-year-old half-sister's shitty butthole? Nick. No, just the cheeks. Anna. What the fuck?
Yeah, that's me right now. What the fuck am I reading?
Nick. I couldn't lick the hole because it was shitty. Nick. Which sucks because I want to lick and...
I had to say this aloud. Oh man, I need more alcohol.
Nick. Which sucks because I want to lick an anus, damn it. Anna. Yeah, but your 8-year-old half-sisters? Nick. Well, I didn't have anyone else. Anna. Dear God.
This isn't funny. I'm laughing because I'm just hella uncomfortable after reading this aloud. Like reading it yourself is one thing, but then reading it aloud is even more makes it even more just nightmarish. I want to stop here, but unfortunately it keeps going.
Nick. Yeah, I often wonder what color her anus is, cause like, some are pink, some are brown. I think there's purple, white, and red too. Anna. What? Nick. What? Anna. That is gross. Nick. Not really. Anuses are my favorite body part. Nick. Although it's also funny to try and picture a whole butt too, cause like, she has those wide hips, and also she once told me she has a scar on her butt from sitting on broken glass.
Dude, she's fucking 9. What the hell is wrong with you?
Anna.
Why are you laughing? Sorry, I keep interrupting, but why are you laughing? This isn't funny.
Nick. Also, she has acne on her boobs. Anna. Ew. Nick. What? I like acne. Anna. Oh my god. Anna. You gonna pop them while you screw her? Nick. No. Anna. Ha. Nick. But if they look enough like a nipple, I might lick them or something. I don't know. Anna. Oh my god, that is disgusting.
Someone call the cops. I should have called the cops right here.
Nick, you don't approve of any of my fetishes. Anna. What? Acne? Nick. All of them. Anna. Anna, I don't even know what other fetishes you have. Nick. Oh, well, you know about, about all the butt ones. Anna. Oh, yeah. Anna. Well, that's okay, but you are like obsessed, and I don't get why you don't like vaginas, Nick. Because they're gross.
Fuck it. Todd, I need another vomit clip in here ASAP. It only gets worse from here. Somehow. In that same year, there's a recording of a Skype chat where Nick... Look, I can't even preface this. I'm just gonna play the whole thing.
How is it weird in any way?
Alright guys, this is recording. I'm gonna give this to Tom, maybe. Okay, Nick, ask a question about pedophilia, please.
What?
What you said. What is wrong with it? Say that.
But there is... Okay, well, okay, but you're proving my point. The pedophilia should not be illegal.
It should.
Because it is
it
yet
is
another
illegal.
one.
It is.
Yeah, I know,
People
but
get
that's...
prosecuted for it. They get thrown in jail for
That's
it.
that is what I'm saying, though. It's a stupid law.
Well,
Just
then,
like what you just mentioned. Whatever
Nick, Nick, if you think it's so bad, then get out a picket sign, go out in the street, and protest legalization of it.
Pro-pedophilia.
Yeah, well... Son, I would do this, but as you know, I do not do things in public, so...
Well, you like to tell people what you do.
Yes, you tell people on Twitter.
Not complete strangers, just people I already happen to know.
Nick, anybody can see your Twitter, and they can know.
Yes, I'm aware of this, but see,
Oh, you are.
When I type the things, I'm not thinking of the random people. It's directed towards
Well, you should.
Yeah, yeah, but I realize that there are people I do not know. I just I don't really care.
Well, they're going to make you care one day.
They're going to use this information against you, Nick. You do realize this.
How on earth could this possibly be used against me when I'm not going to have a job?
How do you know you're not going to want to get a job? You someday you might change your mind. And people are going to look at this and they're going to call the cops.
No, son, I do not...
Like I said, Nick, if you strongly believe that this is what should happen, then go out into the center of the town with a sign and see how people look at you marching around asking to have sex with kids.
But...
Watching them... Whatever your kink is, I don't know.
But I'm not actually having sex with kids. I just approve of pedophilia. What is...
It's bad enough that you think it should be legal.
There's a consensual incest, sure.
Oh my god.
Okay, Nick, just say that again. Do you
What?
condone consensual incest?
I just said that. You already have it recorded. Why do you want me to say it again?
Just so that I can confirm it.
Yes I do. Or, yes I did.
My liver is gonna write me a suicide note by the time I finish this fucking video. Also, file this clip from that call in your important for later folder.
I realize that there are people I do not know. I just, like, I don't really care.
Well, they're gonna make you care one day.
They're gonna use this information against you, Nick. You do realize this.
How on earth could this possibly be used against me when I'm not going to have a job?
In this call, as you heard, Nick strongly defended pedophilia, but then backpedals on doing anything with a child. I hope you're pressing X to doubt right now. Going back to his live journal entries, there is one post I want to highlight from August 14th, where he posted about coming home and finding his bag full of women's clothes hidden in the closet, not being there. Someone had thrown them out. Because you see, Nick is also a cross-dresser. But that isn't the thing I really want to highlight here. He talks about being sad that his pillows were missing, and one of these was a special pillow that he pretended was Anna and would cuddle with. Yeah, think of it like an anime body pillow, but for a real person who wants nothing to do with you. That's probably the best way I can explain this. And if that wasn't already creepy enough, he would apparently roleplay and do voices for the pillow. According to him, he cried for hours because this dirty pillow was thrown away. He made a journal entry stating that he was going to create a DeviantArt blog focused on Anna. In December 2009, he was somehow convinced Anna was going to come back to him, despite her blocking him for over a year. He continued to write entries about her all the way to 2010. Nick started to venture beyond the wikis, and in March of 2009, this sick fuck joined Twitter. By the way, I should mention that Nick likes to claim he has autism, but he's never been officially diagnosed, so once again take that with a grain of salt. As he continued to spread across the net, more people became aware of him and found more bizarre and disturbing things about him. In November of 2009, he created a YouTube channel under the name Dr. Nickalaus Bate. In February of 2010, he uploaded a video titled A Video Tour of His Room. There's something else I haven't mentioned about Nick. He does not like to bathe. He has multiple tweets between 2009 and 2010 of him describing semen and shit being caked onto his body and refusing to wash it off until someone forced him to. Instead of taking a shower, when he won't get in the tub or take his pants off, he would just wash his hair. Yeah, that's disgusting, right? But going back to the room tour, it goes from weird to absolutely creepy as hell once we get to the wall of Anna. Jeff, roll the clip.
I'm trying to speed through this really quickly because, like, I've had to redo this video, like, a bunch of times because, I keep running out of time. So, okay. Let's go. Alright, okay. Not much light in here. Okay, well, this is my computer desk. I put my laptop on it and laptop accessories. Right now I'm using it, well, my laptop doesn't really work right now, so now I'm just kind of stacking crap on top of it. There's my dresser. Some clothes go in it sometimes. There's my bed. There's a pillow that I hug when I'm sleeping, because I literally need to hug something while I'm sleeping or I can't sleep. There's the wall of Anna. Sometimes I put other things on it. Right now I have drawings of the Coffee Crew characters. Probably can't see it because it's really not very much light in here. There's my PS2 and PS2 accessories. This has... Captain, get out of here! Get... Alright. This has letters that Anna sent me in the mail and stuff. And then envelopes that they came in. Yeah. There's a Lincoln CD she sent me. Another letter over here. Yeah.
It somehow gets even weirder when we get to the bathroom.
Here's a bathroom. There's a toilet. There's a plunger that I use as a butt plug. There's a mirror. This is usually where I take pictures of myself. There's a sink. Here's some baby oil that I use as a lube for jacking off with, or for putting things in my butt. What do you want, Captain?
I don't know what the fuck that moan was, and I don't want to either. 2 days later, he uploaded a tour of his father's trailer that he stays in. There wasn't talk of Anna in this one, so I'm just gonna skip it, but there's a video he uploaded sometime later showing his fucked up teeth. I've seen horror movie monsters with better dental hygiene. This is another video where he basically admits that he spends all day playing Pokemon games and waiting for Anna to respond to him. Yes, he is still obsessed with her, and in 2010 he tried to contact Anna again. This time, one of Anna's friends under the alias Miles Edgeworth contacted Nick and told him to never contact Anna again.
Miles Edgeworth. Never, I repeat, never text Anna again, or I swear to God I will chop your balls off and feed them to you. Miles Edgeworth.
Okay. Sorry, I couldn't resist.
Nick. What? Miles Edgeworth. You heard me. Are you illiterate now? Nick. No, I'm literate, but why can't I text her? Miles Edgeworth. Because she doesn't want you to. It upsets her. If you really want to say something to her, say it to me and I'll tell her. Nick. I didn't even say anything bad. Miles Edgeworth. I know, but she doesn't like to hear from you. You creep her out. Possibly because you posted private info about her on your site. Nick. Literally the whole thing was all chillax like, hey, what's up? Nick. What? Miles Edgeworth. I understand that, but when someone hates you, you don't write to them saying, hey, what's up? Miles Edgeworth. And trying to do so will not make her like you. Nick. Then what on earth will? Miles Edgeworth. Nothing. Absolutely nothing. She will hate you until the day she dies. And nothing you do or say will ever change that. Every time you try, she just hates you all the more for it. Nick. No. Miles Edgeworth. Yes. Seriously. Listen very, very closely. Miles Edgeworth. She hates you so much she wants to kill you in a painful manner. Miles Edgeworth. Okay? Nick. I'm aware of this. Miles Edgeworth. And the only thing that will change it is if you back the fuck off. Nick. I don't think you realize that people can change their minds about such things. Miles Edgeworth. As a Canadian, it makes me want to slam your fingers in the trunk of a car every time you say a boot. You say a belt, sorry. Miles Edgeworth 2. Nick, why? Canadians don't even say about. Miles Edgeworth. And I do realize that, but you have done so much to antagonize yourself. Any further attempts to make her change her mind will only further drive her away.
Oh, I should mention Nick likes to talk and type with a fake Canadian accent and spells about as a boot for some reason, even though he's not Canadian at all. I don't understand that either. But the conversation goes on and on for a while, so I'm just gonna hide the ending here.
Miles Edgeworth. And dude, if you don't want Anna to keep ruining your life, leave her alone. Miles Edgeworth. It's that simple. Nick. If I left her alone, it wouldn't fix my life. Nick. The only thing that can fix it is if she loves me. Miles Edgeworth. You're very stupid. Nick. Irrelevant. Miles Edgeworth. No, it's very relevant. Miles Edgeworth. Very. Nick. No, it's a moot point. Miles Edgeworth. Because you still believe she will someday love you. Miles Edgeworth. You are just that stupid. Nick. Because she will. Nick. It has nothing to do with intelligence or stupidity. It's just the truth. Miles Edgeworth. I give up.
Yeah, Miles, if you're somehow watching this, I don't blame you for giving up. Fuck, man. I feel like y'all were just going in circles. But I don't think obsessed is strong enough word to describe this. Anyway, on July 31st of 2010, Nick uploaded a video of his half-sister celebrating her birthday. This video retroactively becomes very disturbing after what transpired later, and because of that, I'm just not gonna show it. Like, I could blur out the minor in the video, but I just don't even feel like showing it. But in August of 2010, Nick uploaded a video of him playing Pokemon with someone named Maddie. He then made a live journal stating he was dating this person. Maddie wasn't actually his girlfriend and was trolling him. Same day, he posted a blog titled Horrible Things. I think he deleted this because I couldn't find it on the site and I can only find screenshots of it. But there's a really interesting part in here.
Okay, so it started when I accidentally tweeted a thing about, a boot, you know who, when I meant to send it to this new friend I've been texting. Apparently, YKY, abbreviation for you know who, or one of her friends saw it. Which, it's weird that they still read my Twitter, and her boyfriend soon left me a voicemail to stop calling and texting her, which is weird because I didn't. It was a tweet. It was accidental. So then a little later, when I was talking to Maddie, she informed me that someone posted some thread about me, and people were trying to get me arrested or something. I still need to figure out what that's all about. I think it's you know who and her friends spreading their delusions that I'm a stalker.
You are?
Also heard that she herself posted something claiming something horrible. I'm hoping she lied. I'm really hoping she lied. Oh god, if she's not lying, everything is ruined forever. Nothing new happened outside of the internet.
The next thing that happened was a video of him play fighting with his half-sister with sticks. By itself, the video seems innocent, but the context of it changes drastically due to what was happening behind the scenes. A lot of people think this is the sister striking back against her brother over what he did to her, which we will get to that in a second. On September 27th, things got worse for Nick as his father said he is being kicked out and that he could not come back unless he got a job. Things would only continue to get worse for Nick from here. On May 19th, 2011, Nick was exposed as the creep he is to the internet as a whole. Details are unclear. I've heard two stories. One that he went on a lolcow board named 789chan and the users began to dig deeper into him and find out all the sick shit surrounding him. The other is that Maddie went on the CWC thread, a place dedicated to covering Chris Chan, and dumped everything about Nick there. Nick himself started posting there and was hit with a flood of questions like, why are you a pedo? And eventually, they ran him off the site. This devolved into Nick doing a Q&A, and Nick tried to claim everything was all an act and that he never touched his half-sister, but he admitted that he is a pedo and he said this.
I am a pedo, but that's not illegal, as long as you don't actually do any children.
Spoiler alert, this statement does not age well. When people kept asking him why he molested his sister, he kept insisting that it was a bit. Yeah, I don't know. Okay, dude. Sure. One of Anna's friends showed up in this thread and clarified some things and confirmed that he did molest his sister. Other things came to light, like the fact that he wipes cum and shit onto his walls, furniture, and clothes. You couldn't pay me to walk into that hellhole, even with like a hazmat suit on and a gas mask. Fuck no. But in this conversation, he continues to adamantly defend pedophilia and accuses those who are against it of being bigots and compares them to racist. He says the typical pedo talking points like children can't consent when they obviously can't, and then he tries to compare people who are against pedophiles, aka 99.99999999999% of the population, to Hitler. Do I even need to say anything else on why that's... let's keep going. He claimed people were trying to hijack all of his accounts, and he made a new DeviantArt with a journal about this.
Explanation. Sup. My old account was Hagurumon, but lately, a bunch of jerk chantards have been hijacking all my accounts and changing the passwords. It's a long story, but basically, they think I'm a lolcow, just because I have a bunch of weird fetishes and I'm all nerdy and stuff. There's a bunch of threads about me on an image board, and posters have been trying to get me arrested for molesting my half-sister, even though I can prove that I didn't. But of course, they don't listen to a word I say. There's also been floating around that I'm stalking someone, but that's not true either. The real story is that I met this girl Anna back in 2005, fell in love with her, and then in August 23, 2008, she randomly decided to start hating me and told all of her friends I'm creepy, a stalker, an idiot, etc. So now tons of people on the internet hate me, so that's nice. It will probably be a while until I post any art or anything. I lack a scanner.
In 2011, he made a new channel called Constant Butts. He posted a video about him doing stuff around the house, while singing about eating poop and doing things with children's butts.
Damn it. Sometimes performing analingus on children is the right thing to do. Okay, don't go on the road. Taking off your panties and licking your anus using my tongue. Gonna lick your anus using my tongue. Gonna lick your anus and taste your dung. So yeah, let's go back up to my room.
People on the internet managed to contact his family and he wasn't happy about it. Then he uploaded a video where he shows he has a list of things he wants to do sexually with Anna.
Things I want to do to Anna's butt. This is a good one. I think I counted 40 things that I want to do to Anna's butt. I'm sure she probably won't let me do all of them, but, you know, hoping on getting the main ones. But yeah, you know, TV sitcoms that I like. What? Gonna have anal sex with Anna in her anus, and I will lick it also and taste her feces.
Yeah, not creepy at all, right? Did I mention he has an entire video of him singing multiple songs about anal sex and children? Yeah, he has done that. It's pretty much as bad as what I've already played. Might even be worse. I'm not gonna play it here. You can go find it in the links in the description. I'm sure there's gonna be a mountain of them by the time I'm done here. But speaking of just absolutely nightmarish, on December 22nd of 2011, he admitted on DeviantArt that he did in fact molest his sister. Put a pin in that for later. During this time, and into 2012, Nick talked to Maddie about his obsession with Anna, despite Maddie telling him she finds him gross and leaking stuff to lolcow forums. Ultimately, he told her that she's no longer his best friend, and she just did not give a fuck, and I can't say I blame her. There's a chat log here from March 9th, 2012, where he says his father banned him from the computer because of a virus that put child porn on the computer, and Nick's father assumed that Nick did it. Which, he more than likely did, especially since way later on in a psych eval, he admitted to a therapist that he attempted to find that kind of porn. We'll come back to that. Where's the fucking wood chipper? On April 25th, 2013, he finally got into the big leagues, and by big leagues, I mean Kiwi Farms took notice of him. At first it was just people discussing the things that happened in the past and hoping that he was just trolling. If only this was some kind of sick troll. If only. If only we were that lucky, right? In a move that I can only describe as genuinely baffling, on June 30th, 2013, Nick decided to send a copy of a psych evaluation he went through to a random individual. Said random individual posted it on Pastebin, and thankfully it's still up. Let's take a look at it. Obviously, if I went through this entire thing, we'd be here even longer than however long this video ends up being. So I'm just going to read some bits that are interesting / disturbing.
Trauma history. With regards to trauma, Nick denied any history of sexual, physical, or emotional abuse. He denied any history of neglect. Nick's aunt, Joyce, reported that when he was young, his parents were still married and living together. His father would frequently come home intoxicated and would be verbally abusive and destructive to property. His aunt also recalled an incident where Nick's father spanked him at school, and somebody checked into that. Nick's parents divorced sometime during his elementary school years. Although he could not recall what age, he continued to live with his mother and visit his father on a regular basis. Nick has not been involved in any human-made natural disasters.
Not sure what to make of that, because I believe he claimed at one point that there was abuse, but here he's denying it. I'm just going to chalk that up to Nick being an unreliable narrator. The family section is pretty fucked up.
Family. Nick is presently living alone in an apartment in Columbia, PA, which is owned by his maternal aunt, Joyce. He has never married, he has no children. His parents are divorced, his mother is remarried, and his father resides with his girlfriend. Both his parents live locally, but Nick reported that he does not see them often. He reported that his mother and stepfather would not allow him to come to their house, although Nick reported that he did not know what prompted that decision. When he inquired about this to his stepfather, Nick indicated that his stepfather said, "You know why." Nick reported that he does not like his mother or stepfather because they are very conservative and not very tolerant. He acknowledged that his Aunt Joyce is his primary social support, but reported that he does not have a good relationship with her. His main source of conflict with her is that she controls his money and will not allow him discretion with his purchases. Specifically, she would not allow him to purchase women's clothing for himself. Nick did report that he was in agreement with her being his representative payee because he feels that he would not be capable of managing his own money. Nick does have a 10-year-old maternal stepsister, and he reported that he has a good relationship with her, but he is not allowed to see her without a parent present. He denied any past violence or inappropriate behavior towards her.
This next section I want to highlight is... oh man, this is a doozy.
Nick does not have any peer relationships in the community. He has a strained relationship with his family members. He developed a relationship with some individuals online when he was a teenager. One individual is Anna, and she has blocked all contact with him, although he continues to make attempts to contact her electronically. Nick firmly believes that he and Anna will eventually marry, and he continues to ignore her requests to not contact her, and a more recent request of the police to stop all contact with her. He believes that she resides in California, but stated that he has no plans to go to California to find her because, quote, I would need an escort because I don't know how to go about getting there, end quote. He also reported that he will continue to try and contact her, although, quote, I wouldn't commit a major crime to reach her, but probably a misdemeanor, end quote. He continues to have frequent contact with a young woman, Jessa, and Jessa's fiance, William. Nick refers to Jessa as his mother, but reportedly, he does not really like William, but maintains contact with him because of Jessa. Reportedly, Jessa is his age. He commented how he had gotten her some coupons for Mother's Day. There's another individual, Thom? Is it pronounced Tom or Thom? Who Nick met online and Nick refers to as his father. With regard to intimate relationships, Nick reported that he has never had a girlfriend that he has met in person. He reported that the only girlfriend he has ever had is Anna, although he has only had electronic communications with her, and it is not clear if she ever reciprocated his feelings. Nick has never been sexually active with a female or male and reported that he regards himself as heterosexual. He reported that he has cross-dressed since he has been a teen, but he does not currently have access to women's clothes. He reported that he frequently masturbates and that he feels his sex drive is more active than most people. He enjoys pornography that involves feces, and he reported that he frequently fantasizes about having anal sex consensually and forcibly with females. You sick fuck. He also reported that his sexual fantasies include young girls who can talk in full sentences and are house trained, but not yet like real women. Sorry, the sick fuck comment should be going here. He denied that he has ever approached or had any sexual contact with a minor. He admitted that he tried to find female child pornography online in the past, but was reportedly unsuccessful. When his evaluator told him that this type of activity is illegal, he indicated that he did not understand why that would be.
Bruh, that is... I would call this a red flag, but that is so far beyond that. That's like a red fucking neon sign, like a big ass one. You can see from several city blocks away big. There's more.
Service history. Nick received inpatient psychiatric treatment at age 15 for 11 days at Brooklyn Behavioral Hospital. He was involuntarily committed after he became physically aggressive with his mother. A discharge summary from his facility indicated the following diagnoses: major depression, sociophobia, avoidant personality traits. It further stated that psychological testing was completed which supports the above diagnosis. It did not support psychosis. During his hospitalization, antidepressant medication was recommended, but mother did not indicate that she would follow through with this option for aftercare. Other than school interventions at his current treatment, it appears that Nick's hospitalizations represent the extent of his previous formal psychiatric treatment. Nick reported that his mother does not believe in mental illness and therefore she did not initiate or support treatment.
Too bad they didn't keep him in treatment for the rest of his life, especially after seeing this shit.
He denied present suicidal ideation. He reported that he has experienced suicidal thoughts in the past, but quote, but I would never do it. Nick reported that he constantly has homicidal ideation towards his mother, stepfather, and aunt. However, he stated adamantly that he has no intent to act on these thoughts because, quote, I do not want to go to jail, quote. He indicated that he frequently has videos playing in his mind that involve killing his family in multiple ways, indicating that sometimes he's portrayed as a superhero in these videos. Nick reported that he has been violent with his mother in the past and has left bruises on her. When he was 15, he was psychiatrically hospitalized after he assaulted his mother because she would not allow him to use the computer. Nick denied any history of cruelty to animals, vandalism, or fire play, adding that he is very close to his cat and wondered what life would be like if he could communicate with his cat by speaking cat language. His insight was fair as he indicated that he pursued therapy, psychiatric treatment, and psychological testing because, quote, I want to know what's wrong with me. His judgment is extremely impaired as he reported that he does not understand why anyone would be concerned with his constant attempts to contact a female that does not want contact, as well as his claims that he will certainly marry this female. Additionally, he showed this evaluator as well as his therapist conversations that he had online with others that contained graphic, sexual, and violent comments, and he does not understand why this is considered inappropriate or unusual.
Oh boy, the red flags just keep adding up, don't they? There's another pretty damning section here.
While Nick's cognitive achievement and higher level executive functioning abilities are impressive, his emotional and behavioral functioning is concerning. In the clinical interview, Nick reported that he has videos playing in his head where he is able to view himself killing his mother, stepfather, and aunt in various ways. He reported that at times it is him in his natural state killing them, and other times he becomes a superhero with superpowers and kills them. Nick casually describes how he feels they deserve to die because they are conservative and not tolerant of other races and homosexuals. He stated that they don't like him because he likes sex, violence, and cursing. Nick clearly stated he has no intention to kill his family because, quote, I don't want to go to jail, but he further stated that if no law prohibited murder, he is sure he would do it. Nick also reported having sexual fantasies that involved him having anal sex with women and young girls. He reported that his fantasies included both rape and consensual sex. His sexual fantasies involve feces, as he reported that he becomes sexually aroused by fantasizing about women defecating, and that he has used feces when he masturbates. He does frequently view pornographic tapes that involve the above, although he reportedly has not been able to access child pornography. He stated that he has never been sexually intimate with anyone. His only sexual encounter was around the age of 13 when he and a female teen cousin touched each other, and this was reported to be consensual. Nick shared his journals with this evaluator, which concluded numerous writings about sex and violence. He has written about being angry with his aunt and described how he would like to anally rape her. He reported that he does not necessarily fantasize about his aunt and that he wrote that statement out of anger. At one point he wrote how something was falling from the sky. He thought it was semen, but later realized that it was rain. On the MMPI-2, Nick responses on the schizophrenia scale were quite high, T-112. I'm not familiar with the schizophrenia scale, so I'm assuming that's really bad. Specifically, his high score on the social alienation subscale, T-105, suggests that he perceives that he is mistreated and misunderstood. His emotional alienation score, T-98, indicated that he has significant amounts of fear, depression, and apathy. Additionally, the high T scores on the lack of ego mastery, cognitive T-90, and cognitive T equals 92 scales are consistent with someone who fears losing control, feels as though life is unreal, and likely responds to stress by retreating into a fantasy world. His responses on the thematic perception test, TAT, suggests some problems with reality orientation. He described one picture as a house with a snowstorm with eyes in the background that's like a ghost or something. On another card, he saw a figure in the background and stated that's like a dog wearing a hood, but later added that he did not know why a dog would be walking upright wearing a hooded jacket.
I'm gonna skip ahead to the diagnosis. You can find the whole thing in the metric fuck ton of links that are probably gonna be in the description of this video.
Diagnosis: Axis 1, 300.23 social phobia, 29.33 major depression, recurrent, severe, without psychotic features, 302.9 paraphilia not otherwise specified, coprophilia. Axis 2, 301.22 schizotypal personality disorder. Axis 3, none reported. Axis 4, psychosocial stressors, problems with primary supports, occupational problems, other psychosocial and environmental problems. Recommendations: 1. Nick is an individual who's suffering from severe depression symptoms. that appears to be minimally responsive to medication and therapy at this time. In addition, Nick appears to have significant problems with cognitive distortions, and his orientation to reality is tenuous. It is likely that his social isolation, which allows him to spend most of his day fantasizing, is contributing to his overall impairment. While Nick has not acted on any of his impulses based on the level of specific violent details involved in his fantasies and his grossly impaired judgment, it is strongly recommended that Nick be referred to a partial hospitalization program where he can be supervised and treated on a daily basis. This type of environment will be able to provide him with a safe environment with structure to work on decreasing his anxiety related to interpersonal contact. If Nick is unwilling to attend a partial hospitalization program, his status should be monitored frequently by his intensive care manager to determine if inpatient treatment may be necessary. 2. With regard to his violent sexual fantasies that involve both adults and minors, it is recommended that a comprehensive psychosexual evaluation be conducted as soon as possible. It is recommended that a residential treatment center be considered due to the violent nature of his thoughts. 3. With regard to his housing situation, Nick has questioned his ability to live independently. Presently, his judgment and decision-making abilities are impaired, and it is questionable whether he would be able to function appropriately if faced with an emergency in his home. Based on this, it is recommended that a residential program be considered.
I think they should have him committed based on this, or they should have had him committed, I should say. They really need to lock him up and just throw away the key, but for whatever reason they didn't. In early 2014, he was admitted to an inpatient hospital and detailed why in a post on February 15th. To summarize, it was because of some dark thoughts he told his therapist, and the therapist asked him to write it down in a journal, and what they saw alarmed them enough to tell him to call a crisis intervention center, and that led to him being hospitalized. If only he stayed there. Would you believe me if I said he was still obsessed with Anna after all this? And at this point, it had been about 6 years since she blocked him. In August of 2014, Anna herself joined Kiwi Farms and gave her side of the story. According to her, after she blocked him, he called her house despite her never giving him her home number. And yet Nick wonders why she calls him a stalker, right? The most important thing that happened here is that she believes that he did molest his sister. Nick saw this on Twitter and still refers to Anna as his wife and was thinking about joining Kiwi Farms. Noel, the head of Kiwi Farms and the guy who made the damn site, tweeted at Nick saying that if he did join the thread, he would be banned and then lock the thread to members only to keep Nick out. Buckle up, we're approaching the end game now. In January of 2015, something happened. You see, the half-sister herself accused Nick of molesting her, and the girl's father believed her. Nick made multiple tweets about it, and there was one tweet that just makes me feel sad. The tweet reads that Nick's mother believed him more than the little sister. At this point, the cops got involved, and on February 20th, he posted on his live journal about the allegations and claimed that they were false, but still admitting that he is, quote, a pedosexual, aka a pedophile. A detective got involved, and we're aware of the chat logs that said he did this, and he continued to deny and state that he had never been alone with her. People online were understandably celebrating that he was finally getting what was coming to him. However, this led to something pretty fucking horrifying. On March 12th, 2015, Nick said he filmed a video that would prove his innocence, and that he was trying to figure out how to get it to the detective. The video was unfortunately unleashed onto the internet, and we'll get to that. On Twitter, he replied to people and presented his explanation for how this video would exonerate him. He said in the chat logs that he had told people that he didn't do anal because the sister had feces on her butt, and that this video proved that that's a lie because he has a poop fetish. Therefore meaning he was lying in the logs, meaning he never molested a child. Because that makes total sense, right? He alludes to what the video is and that it involves shit and masturbating. He released this online in March of 2015. I have not seen the video and I really don't want to see it. I'll just let Mr. Mediker give a detailed breakdown of what transpired.
She's in her butt, and everybody knows that I'm a coprophiliac, so this wouldn't have stopped me. If I were to molest somebody, I definitely would have done anal no matter what. And I can prove that I'm a coprophiliac because here is my toilet.
He's pointing his camera into a toilet that is filled with shit.
And I'm going to touch the feces and masturbate with it. so I don't know how to set up.
He's now set the camera down with an angle at the toilet as he stands over it.
As you can see, or actually I guess I should use this hand. My hand is clean right now.
But it won't be in a minute.
Okay, nothing on it.
The Eddy is now dipping its paw into the toilet to retrieve the fecal matter.
And now I am holding feces. Can you see it? Oh crap, it's falling on the floor.
It seems to be having some issues. Poop is slippery.
Okay, so
The Eddy is now waving the shit in its hand to get the water off of it.
I'm undoing my pants. It's hard to do this one-handed though.
The Yeti is now attempting to take its cargo pants off. Confusing as to why it's wearing pants, but nonetheless. The Yeti is using one paw to unzip its pants while the other grips tightly on the fecal matter it pulled out of the toilet. The Yeti is now sitting on the toilet, exposing its naked genitals at the camera, and seems to have an incredibly small penis. If you imagine two Tic Tacs lined up end to end, and then the person that put them on the table got hungry and ate one of the Tic Tacs, that's pretty much what you're looking at. It's a single Tic Tac.
So now it's all over my penis. I don't know if you can see it.
At this point, I'm unsure if the Yeti means his penis or the poop.
It was requested that I film myself actually masturbating, but I'm not really aroused right now too much. Ever since I started on my medication, my Invega Sustenna, I haven't been able to masturbate like on command. So
The Yeti appears to be sad. Case closed. 'Cause, you know, smearing shit all over my genitals clearly indicates that I'm incapable of molesting children. That is a slam dunk.
Do I even need to say anything else? Actually, I do, because it somehow gets worse. You see, the detective on this case was a woman. A woman had to see this video of a grown man rubbing his shit all over his dick and wanking it. Yeah, I would not be surprised if that detective developed an alcohol problem after that, to try and drink to forget what she saw. But Nick was finally getting repercussions for his actions, and Child Protective Services was getting involved and investigating. In April, an article came out stating that he had been charged.
A Colombian man is charged with sex crimes allegedly committed against a child 6 years old. Nicholas B. Stoutzenberger, age 23, was charged Wednesday with 1 count of involuntary devious sexual intercourse with a minor and 3 counts of indecent assault of a child.
Is there like a decent way to assault someone? I'm sorry, I shouldn't make a joke about that, but it just seems kind of weird wording, but it's legal jargon, I don't know, I didn't go to law school.
The alleged sex assaults occurred in Washington Borough in 2009 to 2010, when the female victim was between 5 and 7 years old. According to Manor Township Police, Stoutzenberger was arraigned before District Judge Joshua Keller and sent to Lancaster County Prison in lieu of a $150,000 bail.
More good news came out showing the charging docket. This made front page news at Kiwi Farms at the time. Nick decided to not request a public defender, meaning he would defend himself, and we all know how well that went with that video that absolutely proved his innocence and probably didn't traumatize someone. Totally didn't traumatize people. He did get a public defender sometime later. I'm not entirely sure what changed that, but maybe someone in his family told him to do this, I don't know. But a Kiwi Farm user under the alias Saul Goodman followed the case and attended some of the hearings and posted photos of Nick being escorted into court. He also has a video showing Nick being escorted into the police car. I'm gonna fast forward a bit in the timeline here, but one funny thing did happen in January of 2016. Nick's bail got increased from $150K to $500K. So his ass was definitely not posting bail, because I don't think his family has $500,000 in the bank. Fast forwarding a bit again, during one part of the trial, the court read the chat logs where he admitted to molesting his half-sister aloud. Yeah, I can't imagine the faces of anyone in that courtroom after hearing that aloud. Man. Nick denied this again and claimed he was hacked and that he made it all up to try and impress Anna. He also then admitted to being a pedo. I'm sure his lawyer was like, dog, if you don't shut the fuck up. But I can't imagine being a lawyer having to defend somebody like this, man. That makes me want to quit my job. I'm sorry. I'd have to go on the prosecution side after that. Nah, that's just too much. But on January 20th of 2016, he was found guilty of 3 out of the 4 charges. This is one of the occasions where I can unironically play that and smile about it, because for once the internet actually helped bring a criminal to justice. Instead of just making a call-out video and the guy just continues to roam free and no one gets the cops involved. But at this point, all the internet had to do was wait and see just how long this wretched abomination would get for his heinous crimes. Something odd happened though. Anna got a letter from Nick. She did not publish it online, so we have no idea what the contents are, and she instead forwarded it to the DA, which I think was a smart move. But in April 2016, the nightmare was finally over. Nick got sentenced to 40 years in prison, the maximum for his crimes, and would be eligible for parole in 16.5 years, meaning he isn't likely to get out until he's in his 60s. I hope his time in prison is as miserable for him as possible, because pedos do not have a good time in prison. It's nice that a story as horrifying as this one has a happy ending with a monster like Nick getting put behind bars for a very long time. So at least that's the silver lining to all this horror I've subjected you to. Well, that is the horrendous tale of Nick Bate. I should mention that he tried to appeal his sentence twice, once in 2017 and another time in 2018, but he didn't have any success with that, thankfully. So he is sitting there rotting, and I hope he either stays there for the remaining time of his 40-year sentence or just never leaves that prison at all. But that's going to be where this very long, very fucked up video is going to end. Putting this mess together was an arduous task, and it might not have been possible if not for Cecil McFly's video on the subject, because I was unable to find backups of the logs from Kiwi Farms, and it also helped me find places that had information on Nick and just arrange this shit into some kind of coherent timeline here. I'm gonna link her video on this in the description, along with a mountain of other links that I'm sure is gonna be there, because not to toot my own horn here, I really went down the rabbit hole with this one. Just, aw man. If you I shouldn't be laughing. I shouldn't be laughing. I'm laughing to keep from going insane right now. If you somehow survive this entire video without vomiting or ODing on Pepto Bismol, I salute you. I really do. Please consider leaving a like or a comment or subscribing. Hopefully the next video will be on someone funny and not horrifying like this, or at least less horrifying than this. I'm gonna go drink to forget making this video.
We'll be right back.